time of mass confusion and people losing their fucking minds. Very strange.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, I keep thinking this is about...
What's going on, you guys? Today we have a special one. We have Joe Rogan getting roasted by Sam Cedar and Emma Figlin. Joe Rogan is having Dr. Phil on his podcast. Yes, that Dr. Phil. We're going to be playing a clip from the Majority Report as well as a clip from the JRE Experience. Yeah, and let's see what they have to say.
Corporate
Because
media, Joe Rogan?
But this corporation, Spotify, needs to take responsibility for the product that they are profiting off of and they are producing, or at the very least, publishing. I mean, he's getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars to produce this show for Spotify to receive its revenue. Now, whatever their, this isn't a licensing agreement because it doesn't play anywhere but where Spotify says it can go. This is, in fact, the fact that they're now putting it on YouTube is an indication that all the revenue is probably going back to Spotify.
And Spotify, I mean, they just cut 1,500 jobs. Spotify owns its prominence because basically the record label said, hey, play our musicians' music and take all of the sort of the monopoly on that. And then instead of paying those instruments, no music artist is like, yeah, Spotify was really good for me. They're giving $250 million to Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he got a raise, to your point, in terms of like in between him making some of his most outrageous statements, they rewarded him financially.
Here is Dr.
Very
Phil.
beginning of the conversation, just see how fast Joe Rogan gets into his Republican shit.
Looking for something to do. I don't have to look very far.
Yeah. It's a wild time of mass confusion and people losing their fucking minds. Very strange.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, I keep thinking this is about as crazy as it can get. And then I get up and
you see the NYPD dance team.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, here we go.
All right, you got to show me.
Hey, pause it for a second. Listen, I'm not quite there yet, but if you guys see me at age 73 wearing my brand new Sky Mall purchased leather biker's coat, pull me aside.
Joe's looking into his future there. I mean, they look like they could...
And it's sort of goofy having Dr. Phil go on the Joe Rogan Experience. It's obvious that Dr. Phil is wanting to get, into these conservative spaces, maybe pull a Dr. Oz and get put on the cabinet or, get some type of check from all of this. It's probably what he's going to do is just write a book about why I turned conservative, I just had to. It just was right there. What do you want me to do? You want me to have blue hair? And just start going on there. So, of course, it makes sense that he's going to join Joe Rogan, and they're both going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, of course, we're not picking a side at all, but we're going to continue to repeat the same speaking points that you hear on Fox News, but, we would never join a side. No, neither one of us are conservative.
Could be father and son, and they have a lot in common.
It's a great positive Joe here, too.
They have a lot in common. They both enjoy pseudoscience. They both like exploiting kind of anxiety about medicine for the public.
They appear caring in mainstream media and get large checks appearing concerned when actually what they're doing is cultivating people's anxieties.
And let me just guess, this is not going to be the critique that, I saw AOC tweeted out this video and was like, this is what our tax dollars are going towards instead of cultivating a universal child care here in New York City, for example. Just more and more money for the NYPD. That's not where they're going to go with this?
Well, we'll find out.
The NYPD in the middle of the craziest migrant crisis that anybody's ever experienced, in the middle of places where you attack police officers, violently attack police officers, and you release with no bail, like that, right back out on the street. This is the NYPD dance team.
Well, pause it for 1 second. I was not going to let that go by. The attacked police officers, we played this video, and if you look at the video, it is quite clear that the cops attacked these guys first. And I also want to make this clear. Whether you believe that the cops have the right to tell people you can't stand here in the middle of Times Square, where I got news for you, everyone is just standing everywhere. Whether you believe that or not, the video makes it quite clear. They were leaving. They were walking away. The immigrant who this cop grabbed, his back was to the cop because he was walking away. And they waited for the last straggler and they grabbed him and threw him down.
And these cops dancing does not get in the way of keeping those guys in Rikers, Joe. So,
Well, let's hear them out.
They developed a dance team. You remember when you were a kid and you thought about the fall of the Roman Empire? And you were like, did they see it coming?
You think this is a clue?
Pause. You know what the irony is of all this?
And let these people dance, for Christ's sake. I mean, Joe Rogan, you literally talk about how you can beat people's butts in MMA fighting. I guess that's what you do. He does some type of fighting, and he's also a comedian, and he's in entertainment. So you should know better than anybody that you could do more than one thing. It doesn't, that doesn't really make a difference. He's just wanting to poke fun for no reason and wanting to make people more nervous, and they have to be stuck into a box. If they're not freaking always 6'5" with a mean mug, then they can't protect me. It doesn't make any sense, man.
Is that literally... And I don't know how much money they put into that dance team. I mean, maybe the police department paid for the uniforms, or maybe it was just like in the same way that like we might have a softball team here with this thing. I don't care. The idea that they're promoting it's ridiculous. But if you want to look for something that indicates the fall of the empire, I would suggest it's actually these two guys being the most consumed news program in the country. That, I would say, is a far greater indicator of the health of our society.
Yeah, or
Pipes syndrome,
if he wants to, I don't know if Rogan's been on top of what's happening in Gaza, but like the top recipient of U.S. military aid committing a genocide, and like the fact that we've lost all legitimacy in the world by supporting this pariah state might be a bigger indication of the fall of the United States empire, much more closely aligned with the Roman one.
Keep playing this a little bit, because it also gives you a sense of like where Joe Rogan is getting his information. He doesn't have a clue as to what's going on in New York with the migrant crisis. You walk around New York City and you don't look around and go like, there's a migrant crisis here. Go ahead.
If a bigger clue would be an alien landing on the White House lawn, that's the only thing bigger. This is insanity. The fact that they would put this on television. First of all, is this the news? What is this that they put this on, Jamie?
I think it's the New York news. Yeah.
Okay. Isn't there a lot of other shit that's the news? That's like really
All right, pause
important.
again.
It's so high.
I need to make a point about local news. And this is Media Literacy 101. Local news gets all of their news basically from police departments already. It is what like drug ring did you bust that you took pictures of your bust and can give us to us. They source they basically like having a reporter just regurgitate whatever the local police department told you, so you can scare your people into watching again tomorrow at 10:30
If you guys like this content, make sure to like and subscribe for more.
p.m.
Yeah. There's never any substantive news on these kinds of programs, but he doesn't know that or doesn't care.
Is there any more to this?
Let's go a little bit more.
People to know about right now.
You know what? I'll tell you, anything that lifts morale with law enforcement right now,
That's true.
you got to give them that. Anything that lifts the morale and bonds them, because they got the lowest morale ever, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. This is not the solution, but they should be massively funded, not defunded. You should train them better. You should, if you've got all these situations with people, you got people that, I mean, how much training is involved today?
All right, we could kind of give it up there. They've moved on.
Oh, he's so high, he doesn't even know what he's saying. Honestly, I mean, he's so high, he doesn't even know what he's saying.
So there we have it, you guys. We have Joe Rogan just babbling on with his future self, Dr. Phil. They're both just cracking open some cold ones and talking about how, we can really really, really make America great again. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.